Hello guys and gals, JPCO Death checking in. I've been asked for about the last month now if I can help folk with a QwaPA tutorial. That is the quality workaround for Place Anywhere available on the PS4, QwaPA. And there's a lot of people that are confused about how it works, and admittedly I was a little bit confused when I started as well. So I just wanted to try and put this out there for everybody so that we can hopefully help people understand what's going on with this mod and how to use it to try and tilt objects in your communities to achieve some results for you. And that settler is going to be in my way. I did not build these chairs for you. Well, let's go ahead and get started here. I didn't want to do that. What I've done up kind of as a setup here is I've just built myself a platform with some pre-set up areas. You know, the bread box seems to be the best object, the easiest object to use. The best thing to do is that we want to, at any point, drop a bread box on the ground out of your inventory. This is something that we can pick up, of course, in outside of workshop mode. And in order to pick it up and move it, in case you don't know, you hold your selection button, which for me is X. Then you can use your my L2 trigger to rotate it.
Run by ghouls?
Yeah, I've been there, thanks. And if you push then your L3 stick, you can change your axis and rotate it again and again in a different way. So it allows you to kind of do some different things. Now, I've already got these other boxes laid out. I'll set this down here for a moment. I've gone into my build menus and I've set up these tilted floors that are available through this custom vanilla asset mod, or CVA. And we have a 10, 20, 30, and 40 degree tilts that are available for those floors, and so it kind of gives you some stable platforms to use. If you are looking for a very specific something, you at least have a general guideline of something you can do. So if we go 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, then we can also take, because this bread box is easy to work with, we can also, if I get the right rotation axis, we can also stand this up on end 90 degrees and let it go, and it'll stay there. So here's what we're going to do. We've got all these boxes set up on their different tilts, and we are going to be applying some different tilts to different things. So once you've got your object that you're going to use as a target, my bread box in this instance, I'm going to use square according to the QwaPA rules here to select it as my QwaPA target, and it's now looking at this object for whatever I tell it to do next. We're going to run into the workshop now. This is going to be one of the worst parts of this tutorial, is getting all of these in with the menu. So I think what I might end up doing is doing some editing here. In my very base menus, I've got a special category, and in it is where you're going to find the QwaPA General Selector post and the PA, the Place Anywhere post. There's also a group select post, which admittedly I have not gotten to work correctly for me. I don't know if I'm doing it wrong. I might need to go find a tutorial on that one in specific, or maybe it's the objects I'm trying to grab. I don't know. But the Place Anywhere, or I'm sorry, the General Selector post, you're going to use for the object that you want to go anywhere. Ooh, I hope chairs are going to work. I'm going to set this over here real close to the chair. And right now, this bread box is our target. So when we have the bread box selected as our target, we can go over to this post and it will say make tilt. So if I push my selection button here, the chair... Really? All right, well, that's a good trick, lady. I really hadn't planned on you doing that. It matches the 90-degree rotation on the bread box, and it's looking like, based on how this is going, it's actually considering the front of the bread box to be the back of the chair. Different objects have different rules about kind of where their axes are, for lack of a better term.
All the time.
You know, I haven't even built in the settlement, lady. I'm sorry. So now I'm going to select the second box, and we're going to go back into our menu. And we're going to show you a couple different things. So, you know, this bread box here followed that tilt, or rather that chair followed the bread box. So we're going to take this new one, put it over here next to this chair. And when we try to use that, it's going to do 10 degrees in whichever direction it considers to be the face of this bread box. Now, just for saying's sake, we'll take this PA, not power armor, the place anywhere stick, and come over here and try to grab the chair. And it's trying to grab the concrete, not the chair. There you go, select a chair. It does this weird thing every now and again where it has to decide whether it's going to detach from an object or attach to an object. So if it's ever like this where it has the object selected that you want, but it says detach, you want to detach it first, pick up the post, drop it with your deselect button, and then it's going to give you the option to attach it to the object. So I'm going to grab my chair now, and the next time I grab this post, the chair is going to follow the post. So here we have kind of one of the unique things about QwaPA that can be problematic. This rotation that's happening right now is just me moving the camera, and it has to do with the exact rotation of that object compared to your perspective. And I don't know why it does this. I don't know how it does this, but it will always stay on this 90-degree axis. And if I spin it, it just does this number. So you just have to know what your object is going to do. Sometimes it takes a little bit of fiddling to get it to do exactly what you want it to do. You know, if I knew, for example, that I wanted to bury this over here in the ground, I just put it right there, detach my post, and then I can carry it away and the chair stays there. So we'll jump back up here. And like I said, we did select another chair here. Yeah, we're not selecting any with the pillar. So we're going to drop back out, make sure that our bread box here is the one that it's choosing, and we're going to tell it to tilt. Chair disappears, and now it's here. Like I said, it appears to be choosing the front of the bread box as the back of that chair, and that's just based on the models. So if we want a tilt in the other direction, we can pick up our bread box instead and set it on the other rotation, or the other axis, and it'll be there. Now likewise, I'm just going to pick this one up on principle, and we'll turn it the other way. I'll find you when to rotate that way. I'll let you rotate that way. And we're going to put this one opposite on the board here. So with this as our new target, oops, we can go back into our menu. Oh, the loading times, I apologize. And we'll move this to this object, drop back out, and tell it to tilt. And that chair disappears, and here it is. And because we turned the box around, because we've learned its behavior, we can anticipate where this chair is going to go. So now we have a 10-degree chair that faces that direction, and it will always maintain, every time you tilt this, it will always maintain that exact 10-degree rotation. Front to back, it will always be on that. This one will always be on that 20-degree rotation. We'll make this one our new target and pick another chair. So sometimes it is just a matter of figuring out what each object, how it corresponds with the model you're using. In my challenge for the Loco 4-packs evolution of a settlement, I'm doing a bunch of lumber, and I found that some lumber prefers to orientate itself across the box for its left to right, and other lumber will consider it to go up and down. So you have to know which way each object is going to interact with your target in order to best get the result you want. So these objects will remain tilted that way forever. If I pick it back up, even without the selector tool, come on, load in, damn it. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. I apologize. If I pick this chair up, it will always maintain, like I said, that 20 degree axis right there, no matter what I do with it. So I can carry this around and it is forever on that axis. If I don't want that, if I don't like the object and it is not what I want, then all you have to do is store it. It'll go back to its original properties in the workshop, and you can build it back down again, and it'll be flat, square, normal. So I had planned on doing a whole bunch of different rotations, but honestly, this in and out is taking so bloody long that I just don't think it's really going to be worth your guys' time. But like I said, the rotation will always be on that very same axis. Now this can get weird when you're turning side to side. You'll notice that now I'm not even at a 20 degree, or excuse me, in this case, a 30 degree axis. Because I was turning at the same time, it actually rotated it, and now it's on another bizarre axis, not even just that 30 degrees, but it spun the object itself. That's one of the things I don't quite understand about the how of it, but I've learned that if you know you want to do something, let's come over here, for example, and let's say we want to put a bit of a balcony on the front of this, and we're going to do it with some, let's pick a barn floor that is one of these guys. So we know that we're going to want to build 2 of those, because we're going to go probably 1, 2 across the front of this thing. Well, I can't tilt 2 objects at the same time. It has to be only 1 at a time, but I'm going to build them both down, get them ready to go. We're going to need our selector post on the object we want to tilt. And then we need to decide on the degree that we're going to want this to tilt. So just for saying sake, we are going to pick this 20 degree floor. Now if I place the floor actually exactly where it is, let's just leave it where it is, that's fine. If I put it here, make this our QwaPA option, and I say, okay, I want to tilt this 20 degrees. And then I come over here and I tell it, okay, tilt that object. Now it's over here, tilted 20 degrees like we want. I like that I have the tilt going left to right, not top to bottom, so that I don't have it running the floor running this direction. If I did want it, I could tilt the box to be like this instead. But we're going to go back into our workshop mode, and I'm going to show you what my problem is with using this exact spot for exactly what I'm trying to do as soon as it loads. This is something I've learned through trial and error, that I want to use this roof now. We're going to attach it to the floor, grab the place anywhere post, and we're going to move it. But I want to move it onto this roof up here, or this building. Well, this exact angle that I've assigned is now that angle forever. I can't make it a 20 degree roof, or a 20 degree angle coming off the roof like a front porch, just level across but down. It's not going to work. We end up with let's put it there. We'll leave it there. We'll take the post back. So now our floor is rotated there, which is definitely not the roof that I was looking for. So what we instead need to do is we need to take this 20-degree floor that we're going to be using, and we know that we want it to be like this, tilted away from the building over here. So you need to actually take and put your object, kind of line it up how you want it compared to what your final destination is going to be. You know, if I can square it off to the front of the house and then bring a bread box over. If it'll let me place it. Come on, give it a tilt. There it goes. All right, so now we're starting to follow the contour of the floor here. You want to make sure that your bread box is square to the building. Whatever angle you pick between this floor and this bread box, if you rotate it, 10 degrees, it's going to be square to that bread box. So I'm going to leave it right there, just as a general object. And I didn't move my post, did I? Damn it, back in. Once you get used to the pattern of it, if you're tilting a bunch of objects, you just need to remember that while you're in workshop mode, you want to move your general selector post to the new object before you leave. Otherwise, you have to go back into it to set this post down and leave again. Okay, nope, we're not talking to Ada. We're going to tilt this one. And now the floor is here on the front of the building, just like we want it to be. It's going to basically match that up top. We go back into workshop one more time and go get this this post, which I can, for some reason, not say place anywhere post tonight, and I don't know why. Give me 1 second. Come on over here. So we're going to attach it to our floor. Nope, not to the bread box. We want the floor, please. Nope, we do not want the bread box. See, it's letting us know what object it's finding. There we go. And now it's finding the shack floor. We don't want that either. We want... Let me move this over here for a second. Move it away from the other objects. That way it can find it better. There we go. Now it's finding the floor I want. So now when I move this, the angle that I chose with that bread box is the very same angle as before. Now, just like we were dealing with before, as we rotate it, of course, there is a slight axis. So you kind of have to be cautious about how you're doing it, how you're placing it. Assuming that everything is level and everything is good, you can get your object to go where you want it to. And so then you'll end up with a porch more like that. So that is the basics of the QwaPA as I understand them. You just need to be mindful of how you're doing these objects, and then the order of them matters. You're going to make sure that you have your the bread box is one of the easiest objects to interact with because it is very simple to maneuver, very simple to make go onto different axes. I wanted 90 degrees here. It'll stay 90 degrees there. I want it to be on its face instead. I put it here, and then it's there. And so it's something that is very easy to use, very predictable. I've seen people use round objects, and it's hard to know what the face of that object is. And this one just gives you a very simple and easy to use. Wrong button, damn it. Very easy to use. Top, bottom, left, right, front, back. It's pretty easy to identify what is what on this object. So I would recommend something like that. If there's something you like better, by all means use it. But otherwise, all you have to do is just keep moving this object around to different angles. If you want to angle several things at the same angle, don't touch the box. Leave it alone. Set it in place one time, and then tilt it. Move this chair out of the way. Move my general selector post to a new chair, and then activate the general selector post to make tilt, and it will drop the next chair directly back here again, and again, and again, and again. You know, if you wanted to put an object directly upside down, all you have to do is take this box, rotate it over, and just like that, you've got an object that is 100% upside down, 180. So just know what you want to do with your objects, play with it, get comfortable with the order. QwaPA select your bread box with the, for me it's the square button. Well, I guess it's going to be everybody because it's a PS4 mod. Square button. Make sure that your general selector post is on the object you want, and then X to make tilt. It will jump over to meet the bread box, and then use either your just a standard selection by grabbing it in the workshop mode, or use the place anywhere stick to move it where you want. So that's my summary. Good luck, happy modding, happy building. I hope this has been useful for people. QwaPA Tilt signing off. Take care. We will see you all next time.